Big day. I got plywood that isn't what is the material on the walls and the ceiling. It's a fakey thing. But the only way to replicate that was to spend $170-ish on a roll of look-alike faux wood type and put it on 1/8" plywood. Why would I do that if I just the 1/8" plywood has the grain? I'll show it to you here soon. Getting ready, big day. So, gonna be able to rip out the rotted stuff. Goal is, anyways, today, rip out the rotted stuff, get the roof panels off so I can scrape all of the tar that's up there. And I got to get antifreeze in the pump, water pump. So I've got this hose, going to use like a straw. But for now, I got to get it winterized. It's eventually going to get very cold. So first things first. It's taken me this long because I've been doing a shit ton of research. I didn't want to dig into this, literally dig into it in the trailer until I really knew what I was doing. So it's taken a few weeks of digging around and making a bunch of phone calls and going and looking at things like butyl tape and the right sealant when I put the roof back together. And I kind of wanted to know like what the phases are so I could expect what I need to get, la-di-da. So we'll see how I do in this project. And it's not just that rotted piece, there's other things that need done. So I'm ordering supplies, I'm shopping for supplies and specialty stores and box stores and Amazon and just anywhere. And specialty vintage trailer stores. They've been very helpful. So Vintage Trailer Supply and Vintage Camper, they've been also helpful. So it's been great. And they unfortunately had run out of the supplies I needed because everybody with Vintage Trailer is getting ready to do a bunch of repairs for the winter. So if you need vintage trailer supplies, don't buy it. Don't start looking right before winter. I learned that. That's kind of funny. It's true. That makes sense. That's what I'm doing. It's in the shop for the winter and getting its repairs. So chop, better get on that if you need to order vintage trailer supplies. All right, but I'm finding my way. I'm gonna go out there. Well, there's gonna be a lot of cleanup that I gotta get in and get tedious with getting old wood out, because that's definitely gonna restrict putting the new board in. So I'm just gonna rip out this insulation, probably replace it. It's not bad shape, but now it's tore and it's gonna be tore. So it'd be nice to have a clean one. Doesn't even look like that much damage on the rot. I'm stoked. I think really just this one board. There might be the one in the seam is a little soft, but just down here. And all this is good. So I'm really happy. And then I got to clean out all that gutter and a mess over there. But I am going to be taking a piece of the metal off the roof, but not that piece. I can roll that front back. But yeah, cleaning out that gutter there, I am worried I'm going to hit that metal. I don't want to puncture it. That'd be bad. Okay. Bam. Bam. It's coming off in big ass chunks. Except now my freaking is smoking. Guess maybe that's normal. I've not used a heat gun much. I'm stoked. Brilliant. Keep going. Pop that fricker off. I'm trying to watch my mouth. Ah. Yay. When the big bottle comes home, it's a problem. I need some motivation. It's ruining me. It's ruining my life. I am ruining my life with alcohol. I've let it slip back in, and it's got to stop again. I was doing good. I was doing good. There's been a lot of progress in healing traumas, coming up and discovering them and making sense of them and understanding them and kind of making friends with them, putting them up on the bookshelf so I can look at each one and which ones are big and which ones are small, and yeah, the books of life. And then it's okay for a while, and then I just slip. I feel like shit. I make myself sick. All right, this is how far I've gotten. I'm trying to take it very slow because I don't need to be in a rush, and if I get in a rush, then I'm gonna F something up. So I have the roof off, just peeled back, and I've got this the rotted panel out, and the rotted support. There was a support running this way, and it was nailed on from the outside of the trailer. So I just yanked it out because it was rotted, and realized to get those nails out, I would have to peel the siding off. There's a lot to it. The siding and the roof is stapled, teeny tiny little staples, multiples all along there. So I have a grinder, and I'm going to grind those off. The other thing I ran into is the 1/8" plywood panel that was rotted was stapled. These are big, heavy staples all along here. And I just thought, you don't need that much. Staples. Oops. For an 1/8" plywood. So I had to make some calls and talk to some people and Vintage Supply, and they said I don't need to yank those out. I don't need to use those same staples again. I can just use small staples. They said, I hope it's correct, but the Vintage Supply stores said that they probably just had a staple gun right there and just went whack, 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 whack. I don't know. But I'm gonna grind those off too, because if I pull them out, this thing is not, I'm not gutting this trailer. I'm not gutting and restoring or making it new. I just want my trailer to not leak. So I've treated the wood, and I need to put some wood hardener on that board there because it's soft. So I need to get to that. I need to grind the nails and the staples out. I need to cut the board. I need to cut the support. I have everything treated with fungicide, and then do the wood hardener. There's a lot of steps, lots of steps. It's not like building a house, but these things are interesting. All right. Okay, I'm not real good at this video thing. It's like, how do you have time to just move the camera around and capture everything? I already ground off the nails and was afraid I was going to start a fire. I'm not really used to grinder much. The staples popped right out, so all good. So now I'm going to try to just do a little wood hardener on one piece. Okay, I'm making progress, and I'm really bad about videoing stuff, and I want to document this, but I put a wood hardener up onto this board, this support, whatever, framework piece that was rotted, and then it's got to sit overnight, and then I can do a wood filler on it tomorrow to rebuild part of it that busted out from rotting. I got a board cut. I think it's too long, but I'm not going to worry about it until I get the other support up. I'm getting to the rear of the trailer. It definitely needs redone. So I'm going to go ahead and heat it off, strip this off, inspect it. I might go ahead and pull it up and I'm going to have to pull the gutters off and a few staples to get under there. It probably won't be bad once I get into it. I get intimidated and I get overwhelmed easily. That is no lie. There's always next winter. Character building. Woo! Yeah! I like that. It's not a show trailer. I don't intend for it to be a show trailer. I'm not into that kind of thing. It is a camper trailer to go to the mountains and be away from people. Well, I think I got off what I need to. Just pop this off. If there's no rot, I'm not. Says, Mom, what are you doing? Whee! Oh, it's mess. But I gotta get the gutter off and the staples out. Oh boy, that's a pain. Probably gonna have to take more gutter off. I feel like just taking the whole thing off and redoing the whole butyl tape. Right? Probably be best. Gosh. Go crash into the concrete. Oops. It'll probably be easier because otherwise I have to like patch it and put a little piece and bend it back, and it'll probably be easier to just take them off, scrape them, and redo it. Yeah, probably something to think about, but I think that's probably gonna. It would be silly just to put a little piece on there and not just impact them off and be done. And be done! And then stop fresh butyl tape, entree. Oh my God, this is in the way. should have just taken the gutter off in the first place. So that's good to know if I ever do this kind of thing again. But these little staples, these are tiny little staples I have to pull out. But just to peel up the seam to get the butyl tape in. And a caulking, well, just the butyl tape. Oh, shouldn't need, put a few of these out.